You have to stay like kind of close to the mic. Okay, we are live. The mic is hot. What was I gonna do? Oh, comments. Okay. Hello. We are live. Steve is still out, but I have a very special guest. My husband, my baby daddy, Rajan Chopra. We are going to watch this Trump speech and react to it. Rajan is new to streaming, so
yeah, it's my first time.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to watch Trump's speech. We're going to react to it. We both just took a gummy, so I don't really know how we're going to be in the next few minutes. But let's watch this thing. I've heard a lot of things about it. Not so great. Not that I would expect. Okay. That one. Share. Let's go to the chat. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Our kids are yelling at each other. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's do it. Do you want me to check on them or no? It's alive. Like, we can do whatever.
Let's see. Did it be okay?
I think so. Okay.
All right, let's try it. Okay.
Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. We have one crying child. They were fighting over cars earlier, and we just don't know what it could be at this point. So, Owen, I am at a show, but I saw the goat was streaming. Oh, Blue. Hi, Blue. What show are you at, Blue? Oh, one of my kids pulled the other one's hair, so he will be back once he addresses that. These kids are crazy. Gotta love them. Patrick Kelly. Who's Patrick Kelly again? Oh, Pritzker. Oh, nice. Okay, maybe I will throw a bone to good old JB Pritzker. Okay. When my husband gets back from checking on our kids, we will watch this, I promise. But he's got to check on the kids. I can start without him. Has anyone watched Trump's speech already? I'm hearing concerning things. Post-punk show at Cole's Bar. It's funny. I normally stream at this time. We could have streamed. No, dude. We couldn't have because my kids are being so loud right now. But maybe tomorrow we can stream 2 times. Okay. I'm really sorry if you guys can hear our kids in the background. What's up, regular person? I'm just waiting for my husband to get back from checking on our kids so we can watch this Trump speech. And we took gummies, and mine is like 7:15. I also had a bottle of wine because roughly. Love you too, Blue. Have a good show. Hopefully I'll see you soon. Who, me? I'm brilliant? Oh my gosh, that is like way too kind. Brilliant is a very strong word. I'm just a know-it-all bitch. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding. I should just take a compliment. I don't know why I can't. I can hear my kids fighting over cars and my husband trying to get them to just make up. kids to your room when they're 2 and 3 years old is kind of like crazy ideas. I can hear. What am I drinking? I am drinking wine. This is the last of my bottle. I had a gummy. What are you drinking tonight? Newcastle Brown Ale. Nice. I cannot say I've ever tried it. I'm not much of an ale drinker though, but it sounds great. I can hear my children stalling. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for the wait. These kids. Okay, hopefully we can get started in like 2 more minutes. In the meantime, I did just get an email from JB Pritzker's team saying that he published a Substack calling out the lies Trump made in his speech, slamming the Save America Act, and laying out the fight ahead here in Illinois and nationwide. And JB Pritzker is up against Darren Bailey, who is endorsing Trump's election conspiracies. And more details on that. So we can get to that. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. We are ready. All right, you ready? How are the kids? Okay?
Yeah, they're fine.
Good job. Good job out there. I feel like to be closer something. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. Okay. How long is this gonna wait? Playback.
No, I
Just
can't.
until it gets
Okay.
to him, because I don't know how long it's gonna take. 4 times. I guess I could have like queued it up while you were
Yeah, you can.
there.
That's
Might be.
fine.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna put it on 1, 2, 5.
Okay. Stronger and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster after the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women's sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead.
Do you have any initial thoughts?
Dude just like sticks to the hits. And
yes, same.
First of all, he fucking created that. I didn't say create, but the mismanagement of COVID. You know, like all of that kind of led to inflation. It wasn't just like
Well, and his first round of tariffs.
So his first term led to that, but like he's just such a fucking narcissist where he just needs to blame it off on everybody else. And never mind.
Okay. As a man who loves sports and as a man with 2 sons, what do you think of trans kids in sports?
Oh, I just don't care.
Right.
They should play.
I mean, like,
everybody should play.
Why are sports like a literal game, made more important than just letting people be people? I will never understand. Okay. Continuing.
Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before.
Hottest, like
one of these
Paris
fucking
Hilton,
More
that's
money
hot.
being invested in the United
Always.
It's like the Paris Hilton, that's hot. Is that the kind of hot he's referring to?
No.
Or is he meaning like global warming hot? Because yeah, it's been really fucking hot.
States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week, it was
Not a good
announced
thing.
that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars. Like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the
This is the shit he says every time he talks, right?
Yeah, like I'm saying, he just sticks to his talking points. And like also it's like rich people stick to like they look at the stock market and they're like,
That means good for
oh,
us.
it's like, yeah, the economy's doing really, really well. But like for most people that don't I don't know the statistics, but I would imagine most Americans don't have stock portfolios, and at least I don't know, just I feel like when they talk about the stock market, it's just such a bullshit point.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at like fact checking, but I'm also like, it doesn't matter. Why litigate his stupidity?
world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov. This will ultimately reduce the cost of healthcare. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of healthcare is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at
What is
age
this speech
18,
about?
they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their
Well,
account,
It's this election,
and they'll get
you
off
know.
to a
I
great
don't-
start
we
in
really
life.
don't know.
So for that, go to trumpaccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed
Okay, I
into
have
the
to
most
fact check.
secure borders in the history of
Okay.
our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay. Trump begins by re-upping common claims about the United States on his watch. More Americans are working today than ever before. We rated this half true. This is PBS. We rated this half true in part because in his second term, Trump's job creation is significantly underperforming that of his predecessors, Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and himself in this first term. On inflation, he said he saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years, which ignores the fact that it remains higher than it was when he took office and for much of the second half of Biden's term. One claim was more accurate, that the murder rate is at the lowest level since 1900, more than 125 years ago. The murder rate is at a historical low, though saying it's the lowest since 1900 requires comparing data sets that are not apples to apples. That is true. There's like machine guns versus like
Order in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere
That's
in the
not
world.
a success.
I built it during my first term, and
built it.
unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working
Forced
with
by
us to
who?
produce
Unfortunately.
millions and millions of
forced by who though? Who's forcing us
Unfortunately,
to?
we have
Who's
to.
forcing us to?
But it's a good thing our investments are like, you know.
But
barrels
who's
of oil.
forcing us to? is
We
the
are
question.
likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed because no country can be great without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No
Just let
trust,
it talk.
no greatness. For many
just
years, I've
stressful.
called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote,
Oh, here
that
it is.
vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure, one where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have danger.
Wait, let me guess. This information is going to show that Starlink was used to manipulate 2024. Is that what he's going to say?
I was just thinking, like, didn't Elon just get indicted in Wisconsin?
Yes, for bribing $1 million vote, like for doing a lottery for people who
Exposes and really exposes like levels never thought possible to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you. The American
hate
people
this
are
so much.
We
beautiful,
just
are
really gotta
great
get
American
old people
people.
out of office.
But that all changes right now. The documents we will
Besides
release
Bernie.
But there,
starting tonight have been gathered by the White House.
yeah, we have to get old people out, but there are a lot of young people with horrible ideas
That's
too.
true. Yeah,
We
it's
have to get
fair.
old ideas out, old ideologies out.
Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people,
Like, he
along
doesn't
with
know
the
what
staff of the
talking
President's
about hacking
Intelligence
or the shit of
Advisory
that shit,
Board,
bro. Like, he just
supported
doesn't
by
know.
our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings we
the
are
first time he's
presenting
reading
this
this
evening
speech.
and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these
Fucking
documents for
squinting like
yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's
Teleprompter.
whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing
want
this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn
Just watch them have like Palantir ads on each website, or like a Trump Tower ad.
that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state,
documents?
very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's
Such a
sinister
loser, dude.
election.
What? this
Yeah, fucking face he bombs up.
this group of very, very famous people. Who do you think he wants people to infer? The Clintons,
I don't know, but
the lizards.
I don't care about those files. I want to hear about the other files with the very,
meddling.
very famous.
Covering it up
Like
from both the
himself.
president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought.
Okay, so the fact check says that this doesn't match what intelligence officials in his administration said after the 2020 election. The intelligence community provided Trump a classified report on January 7, 2021 about foreign interference, and 2 months later, the National Intelligence Council issued a declassified report that said China considered but did not deploy influence efforts intended to change the outcome of this election. The experts said they had high confidence in their conclusion. China did not view Trump or Biden winning as advantageous enough to risk getting caught meddling, the report said. The report also said Beijing believed there was bipartisan consensus against China in the United States and saw challenges whether Trump or Biden won. Trump made the statement Thursday night while releasing it up. Okay, so
But-
he's talking out of his ass.
but
They were
isn't-
looking for data, but they decided not to meddle.
But do you think this could also be a play where it's like he's talking about Chinese interference and
Well, he's
The
setting
data-
up to overthrow the next election, like the midterms.
sure, but like we're talking about like they're almost like positioning it as like Chinese are, the enemy with our data as we're still building all these data centers over here
Yeah.
to track our data. So it's like almost better that we.
Well, I think it's a lot of things. Like he wants to be able to overthrow some of the elections, and he also distrust in institutions and conspiracies is what helps authoritarians gain power, because when people don't know who to trust, they look for like some sort of strong leader who can tell them, trust me. Thing is, he's really shitty at it. So what he's acting as is a wrecking ball, so that when he dies, somebody else fills the void because of the chaos that he's left. Like somebody else can easily step in because they come off as a strongman kind of leader.
It's not JD Vance.
JD Vance is not that guy.
He's
so
not
I
the
don't
strong
know
guy.
what they're gonna do.
He's a couch.
Stolen or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard very pat line that was divvied out to say.
You know,
But
didn't
the
inform Congress.
Epstein files, bruh.
He didn't inform Congress when he bombed Iran, dude. So,
So,
like, what the fuck is he talking about,
when
dude?
When he went to Venezuela, when he bombed Iran, when he
And he's bitching over here. I don't know.
with what he's doing to fucking Cuba. Like, give me a fucking break.
The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible.
Hash the hits?
No, because he really wants to overturn elections. Because if he loses the majority, they're all impeached.
Yes.
So he's trying to do whatever he can to avoid that. He's getting himself set up for why he needs to stop mail-in ballots, for why he needs to have like more interference with elections. He's trying to make the case for it. And so he's going to get into, and here's what we're going to do about it now.
Possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the president of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said.
Remember how I told you about Honduras Gate? Did I tell you about Honduras Gate?
Yeah, you're telling me. Well,
Honduras Gate is basically a bunch of leaks came out that that Trump and Netanyahu are working with various like super right-wing politicians in Central and South America to start meddling with their elections, so that progressive politicians are undermined and they can have like a right-wing takeovers. And he's like, we are the ones doing that via Honduras Gate. And this, I literally.
The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election. And the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away.
How much Adderall do you think they gave him? Because
Dude,
he's
this is also
going.
this is 1.5 speed.
Oh.
Dude, I'm like, first of all,
From the
I'm
honorable press.
telling you that, like, what the fuck is he talking about? And you're increasing the speed. So now I'm just like,
Oh, do you want me to slow it down?
well, I don't want to hear him that much.
Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different.
How many boxes did he have in his like fucking bathroom at Mar-a-Lago? Wait, didn't he have like things like he was flushing down the toilet? Like
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in his bathroom for sure.
Different people
oh
incinerate.
wait, no, at the literal White House, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was a problem with
There
that,
was a-
right? There was a problem with the plumbing from one of the toilets.
okay. I don't want to get too conspiratorial here. I'm high. I don't
And checked,
Are you
but it never happened. Maybe we got
Okay.
lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that was supposed to burn the bag.
gross incompetence.
But the findings are stunning.
Look at your fucking administration, you motherfucker. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal
Release the fucking Epstein files. Oh my god.
charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic voting machines and ballot counting systems.
It's like everything is
Dishonest,
projection.
almost all.
You know, like
They're vulnerable and they're
Every accusation is a confession.
yes, that's exactly what I think.
easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote, but that's some statement, isn't it? Made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to
Starlink.
electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that.
I think he believes what he's saying, though.
I feel like this
I
is the
think
first
he
time
says-
he read this speech. or
No, I
whatever.
think this is what I envision. Okay, I envision him being like, "Hey, China meddled in our elections, right? Right? Do the research. You're gonna find it, right?" And then somebody comes back with a bullshit report, and he's like, "Damn, let's go." And then he reads it like this. That's what I envision.
This dude is just so unfit for office, dude. you
He's
know,
so
like,
unfit for his fucking suit. Like
Yeah.
he can't. He's unfit for
This dude's
anything.
like- yeah.
Our own
That's not
system
very
can
smart.
never, ever be hacked or
Yeah,
compromised like it
makes sense.
was in the past.
Can you look for one of
The
these?
fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned. They couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit. The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was
No, it's rock.
pay, play, and
He
cheat.
brought in pebbles.
The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated
Freezer.
and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security.
Stunning
According
investigation.
to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections.
That's-
Since Democrat states refuse
There's no
to
way
share
that's true.
their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that.
There's no way.
Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000
What I missed? What do you say? What do you
Dude,
say?
he was saying like this stunning study found 278,000, I think, unregistered immigrants. I don't know how high, but that are registered to vote, which is not true. Or whatever the fuck he was
foreigners
saying is
illegally
not true.
registered to vote.
Let me check the fact checker. Hold on. Fact checker.
There's been
Uh-oh.
like, I don't know,
Oh, no, I
John
lost
Stewart,
it. The PBS fact checking. Oh,
John
here it is.
Stewart. I don't know. They've all talked about how little
Mhm.
illegal voting has happened. You know,
It happens so little. Okay. Okay, so he said that hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. The majority of states offer absentee voting without an excuse, while some states conduct all vote by mail elections. Some fraud occurs in every cycle, but not enough to change the outcome of a federal election. Trump himself has used a mail ballot. Facts.
Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China
But
and
he
other
said this
countries have
already,
been trying
like,
to
at the
meddle in our
beginning.
elections.
Like,
Evidence of
it's like
fraud
his
has been
speeches are
buried.
just
Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens
on
and
repeat.
dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship,
Okay, well,
and
maybe.
tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail.
Okay.
As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than
I wonder
any
what they
third
were
world
doing.
country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have.
Okay, fact check. He is crazy, first of all. Second of all, here's the facts. Hey, look, you're figuring it out. Oh, no, just click it. Just click where it says show.
No, I already showed that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're figuring it out. Good
I
job.
fucking learned pretty quick.
Yeah, you did. Okay. We have elections with no voter ID, but many states, this is misleading. Many states have voter ID rules. Trump and Republican lawmakers want the Save America Act to be pushed through. 36 states require or request voters to show ID at the polls. 10 of them require photo ID, according whatever. In many states, at least some voters without a photo ID have options to cast a ballot, but it may include additional steps. 14 states in Washington, D.C. don't require identification, but they use other methods to verify voter identities, such as signature matching. Federal law requires first-time voters to show ID when requesting mail ballots, and some states have additional ID rules for voters mailing in ballots. The SAVE Act that they've been trying to push through, they like attached it to the NDAA, for example. The NDAA is like the whole, whatever. Do you care?
No, I was reading this comment,
Okay,
which is
cool.
pretty funny.
Okay. Election officials could accept a real ID driver's license that includes citizenship, but most states don't offer such a license today. The legislation would also require voters to submit a copy of their photo ID when using mail ballots or use workarounds. Yeah, so he's been trying to push the SAVE Act. Like, he'll be like, I'm not letting you run through this vote today until you do the SAVE Act. And then they try to add it. Like, they've just been pushing it.
He's been strong arming.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, between the BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill, whatever, and then the SAVE Act, I think just like the two worst things for America. But this is pretty funny.
We should take Joffrey.
Would we?
Would we take Joffrey from Game of Thrones over this guy? I thought he was so. Honestly, that's so true.
I thought about that, though, to be honest.
That's so true. He is worse than Joffrey. Oh my God. At least Joffrey wasn't in office this long.
At least
Jesus
Joffrey was like
Christ.
16.
Yeah.
This dude's like 82 and still fucking.
Oh my God.
In a rare move, NBC and ABC fake news have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing.
They pay no money.
All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen.
Okay. ABC, NBC, and CNN were among the networks that did not air Trump's speech live on their main channels. But there is one recent example of networks ignoring a primetime presidential address. Joe Biden. In September 2022, in the run-up to a midterm election, Biden went to Philadelphia to give a speech saying Republicans and Trump threatened American democracy. But the big networks did not air the speech live. For both presidents, the news networks subsequently covered the speech as a newsworthy event in the regular news coverage. So yeah, this isn't about you, motherfucker.
And the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world.
I love when people
secure elections
shit
should
on
be
this guy.
a
Fuck
partisan,
this guy.
really, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, independents, everybody. And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We
The
should be
ultimate
united,
divider.
not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the
new
process
information
of
did you
notifying
reveal, bro?
the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others.
He just said this.
We will be working
So-
closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch us.
Another thing about this guy, dude, is like he has no actual plan. He just says like, "Oh yeah, we're taking swift action to make sure this can't happen," but there's never no actionable or like actual plan. It's just a bunch of fucking words, and I'm sure we all know that, but like, it's just fucking ridiculous. I can't believe that this fucking guy's the president. Like, what a fucking loser. He has.
Stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest.
Do you guys ever have like a really bad boss that like you give them these points of feedback or like whatever, or suggestions, and he's like, yeah, you know what, like we're gonna take that, we're gonna work on that, I'll bring it up, and nothing ever fucking happens. This is Donald Trump. He's the worst. He does not get shit done. He's just a fucking loser.
He's a loser.
I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat?
Congress must pass impeachment, man. Like, what? Congress has to pass block the bombs. Congress had to pass Massey's amendment to stop funding fucking Israel.
The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't.
No. Like, this is the projection. The only reason that you want to pass
Projection
it is because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so bad. And you guys are having to spend billions of dollars to like even push through your candidates. Oh my God.
Get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show voter ID. How simple is that?
How simple?
Could I have your photo, please? Photo, voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of?
When do you think is the last time this man knew where his ID was?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's no
It's
way.
not that easy to just have everybody like
Our country, please.
This
And
dude doesn't
hopefully
carry
there
around a
will be
wallet.
no corrupt mail-in
No.
ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt.
I think rich people
So you
probably
would
don't
have
carry around
no
wallets.
mail-in ballots except for illness, disability,
Guess.
military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation.
Business.
These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House
call.
and Senate, and
Tell
demand
'em to fuck
that they
this guy.
pass.
Are presidents supposed to push this hard?
I feel like he's like just trying to like get people to like and subscribe, you know?
Yeah, this is crazy work, dude. He sounds like me when I'm making content about trying to pass a bill.
Yeah, just like
This
and
is
subscribe.
crazy. You're the fucking president. Get a life.
The Save
Holy
America
shit.
Act without delay. Together, we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our
Dude,
great
that was
military.
insightful, you know.
And
like,
God bless America. Thank you
I
very much.
learned a lot from this one. Yeah, why don't you stroke off stage, Doug?
Holy shit, that was so bad.
But there
Oh
was
my
like nothing
God.
new. Like
there
dude,
was literally
like
nothing
everything in
new.
that thing was like the same thing you heard at the State of the Union or whatever. Any other Fox News interview or
that
anything.
was
you know, right?
everything that he's ever
It's
said ever
it's
again.
Just
Again. Anyways, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
no, the guy's a fucking loser. You know, I think you know my thoughts.
I wonder how Fox News is reacting to it.
It's just I don't know.
Fox News. Oh God.
Yeah, I feel dumber too, dude.
Okay.
That's every speech though. Every speech you just feel dumber. And like I feel dumb for like just even like tuning into this shit.
Oh my God.
Because he says the same shit.
I don't know.
Same shit every time.
How do we just get him to leave us alone? How do we get him to leave the world alone?
Euthanasia.
Live. Fox is probably eating it up. Fox loves propaganda. I know. I'm trying to pull up Fox News
No,
Live.
Fox is propaganda. Oh God.
Oh.
Oh shit. It's good stuff. Was the soup better or was the chili better?
Is that really live? That's not what I need to watch right now. Okay. Our son is saying that Wolfie's asleep. So I think
Jesus, this bitch.
it's probably time to go. But thank you so much for watching with us, y'all.
Thank
How
you guys.
do you feel after your first ever stream?
That was nice. That was fun. I
It was
guess.
fun, right? It's
Yeah,
fun.
that's right.
Okay, thanks so much for watching with us. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be on tomorrow at 2-ish p.m. Central Time with Andrew Herrera, who works in city and states politics. We're going to
Thank
talk
you.
about the upcoming mayoral race. We're going to talk about the alderman race. We're going to talk about if Chicago could ever become progressive, or it's just too fucking entrenched in the institution. So we will see you tomorrow. And I think Steve might be back next week. Might not be. We'll see. I'm just going to keep on keeping on. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.